Skateboarding. Today, I'm gonna teach you how I learned how to do a pop shove it. Let's get into this. The basics. Foot placement. Okay, so have your board, and if you know what the nose and the tail is, just keep your nose forward. And you're gonna put your front foot, for me, that's my right foot, I'm goofy, right under these bolts. So about right there. And your back foot on the tail hanging a little off. So your back foot is gonna be a little off of that tail so you can give some room to scoop. And then your front foot, your heel, or the back of your foot, is gonna be a little off the back. So you want your front foot coming over and your back foot coming a little off the back. Okay, so shove it is where you're on the board and it spins around from under your feet. Okay, so to do this, we're gonna generate power with our back foot and we're gonna scoop with our back foot. So our front foot's here and we're gonna scoop with the back foot. It'll come off from under our feet and then we'll pick it up with our front foot. And yeah, so your front foot's not gonna move at all and your back foot is gonna make the scoop happen. One thing to know is that this trick is really meant to be done while moving, but for most of you, it'll be easier to learn stationary. So you wanna get one good stationary and then probably wanna move on to moving because it's easier. And you're probably gonna wanna do shoves moving more than just standing still. A lot of people like to find a flat chunk of grass so they can not move and get the motion down. And when you're starting out, you don't really wanna pop the tail. So some people pop it and it gets them higher into the air. But you're really just scooping and the tail doesn't even touch the ground. Okay, so now we're gonna learn the basics of a shove and the movement and how we're gonna break this into steps. So for step one, we're gonna stand on our board, just like how I mentioned. And then you're really just gonna wanna work on getting that scoop. So right now, just immediately take your feet off. So try to get that scoop by pushing in, kind of even curl your toes over the curve. So like your toes want to be facing down and then you're just gonna kind of pull back on your foot. And then just try to get that spin motion and try to land your front foot on it or just get that motion. Okay, so you're just gonna get that motion and try to stick your front foot on it and not your back foot. It's honestly a crucial step. So really just practice getting on it and getting that turn. It doesn't have to be perfect. The front foot catching it is an important part of it. So yeah, really just practice that spin over and over again and get comfortable with it. And then we'll move on to the next step. So once you're able to spin the board from under your feet, you're gonna wanna practice landing with your front foot. And once you have all that down, so once you have the spin basically down, and then your front foot landing and catching it, we're gonna try to get our back foot on. And really, when we're talking about getting our back foot on it as well, so landing pretty much, you really wanna make sure you have your legs bent, come up to do the shove and get out of that position, and then you want to land with your knees bent again to reduce falling and just make the landing easier. So now we're ready to put this all together and try to land our shove it. And if you can't get your back foot on it, if that's why you're here, I'll have a tip for that at the end. Okay, so now you're gonna be on your board in this position like we've been talking about, and then you're gonna kind of start to pull that foot back and then let the board spin around from under you. So you're gonna put that back and try to jump up a little bit. Let the board spin around, and instead of just catching with your front foot, try to catch with both feet.
If you're really struggling with this motion, here's a really good tip. Pretend like you're doing it without even being on the board. So move your back foot back and just tap like that and jump forward. You're really gonna be catching it a little forward because of how the physics works and the rotation. So bend down, slide forward and jump forward.
If you still want even more help, you can try doing it up a curve. So pull back and jump forward and do it the same from off of it. So slide your foot back, jump forward. And that'll really just help you get the motion. So if you're still having problems getting your back foot on as well, so you might just be getting this and then just stuck where you're only landing your front foot and your back foot just can't get it. This is my main problem. And I know a lot of people struggle with this. So you're spinning it around, but you can only get your front foot on it, and you don't physically know how to get your back foot on it. Okay, so you remember the practice step where we just spun this around and catch with our front foot? But now this time, this is what got me landing my shoves. Now this time, instead of doing it and landing with your front foot, try your back foot. So spin it around and catch with your back foot. It'll feel really weird. It doesn't matter where you land with your back foot. You can land up here, just really getting that practice step down. So instead of your front foot, land with your back foot. And then once you feel confident with both feet, try landing it. I really hope this video helped you out. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment them down below or join my Discord. Link will be in the description.